Hey there, it's Casey Dimon here with TaxSaleAcademy.com. Thank you so much for joining me on this week's tax sale question segment. Now, before we get to this week's question, don't forget to subscribe by hitting that red subscribe button. That way you won't miss out on future tax sale training videos just like this one. We do post multiple videos every single week. All right, today's question comes to us from Tyranny. She says, she actually responded to one of my videos about selling a tax deed property without title insurance. She says, what do you tell the buyer? So first off, Tyranny, thank you so much for submitting your question. So what she's referring to is selling a tax deed property with a clouded title or an as-is title. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, I've got a few videos about this, but let me go over it real briefly with you. In short, title insurance is an insurance policy that guarantees the buyer of a property that there are no defects or clouds in that chain of title. Now, when a property goes through tax foreclosure, title insurance companies will not generally issue title insurance without additional effort, which usually means a suit to quiet title or a tax foreclosure certification in most scenarios. Now, those processes are pricey and they can take time, but many investors think that they are required. The deal is they are only required if you want to sell with title insurance and if your buyer requires that title insurance. Here's the interesting part. You can actually sell any piece of real estate without clearing the title and without title insurance against that particular piece of property. Basically, you let the person that you're selling it to deal with the title issues. Of course, when you do this, that property is not perfect. That chain of title is not perfect. This means that you'll be selling it under market value each time. Of course, you will usually only be able to do this with your lower priced property. So for example, if a piece of property is selling for $80,000, $100,000, $200,000, the buyer of that property probably wants to insure their investment. And one way to do that is to get title insurance on that purchase. So back to the question, what do you tell your buyer when you're selling a piece of property without title insurance? So typically, what I'll do is I'll include a line or two in whatever ways I'm marketing that property. And it'll say something along the lines of property sold as is, where is, using a quitclaim deed. Any and all title clouds shall be researched by buyer prior to purchase. Very simple, very to the point, right? And by marketing that way, putting that language in there, it'll generally filter out anybody that will have reservations. It'll also go into the contract, into the auction rules, or some other form of writing, so it's very, very clear that the buyer understands that. Again, it's important to understand that when you sell a piece of property without title insurance, you will not get market value, and you should not get market value because there's an issue there that the buyer now has to pay to fix. Truthfully, you shouldn't get anywhere close to market value. The entire idea is to sell the property very quickly at a discounted price with plenty of margin for your buyer to take care of those title issues. That way, when you do get pushback from a potential buyer, when you do get the inevitable, well, why won't you provide title insurance questions, then your response can be very, very simple. If you are providing title insurance to that property, the property will be selling at market value. This is a tax foreclosed property, and I'm selling it very, very quickly for a highly, highly discounted price. If you want title insurance, instead of paying my price, you're going to pay 20, 30, 50%, whatever that number is, more than I'm asking. If you're not interested in the property without title insurance, I completely understand, but this property is probably not for you. And then you move on to your next interested party. It's a very, very simple process for me. You just kind of have to filter your buyers out by marketing it correctly. So if you disclose it while you're marketing, and again, in the contractual stage, the buyer should have a very, very firm understanding that they're getting into a property that has title clouds and they should have room in their purchase price to clear those clouds. Otherwise, if they don't understand that, they probably don't need to buy that property anyhow. So Tyranny, thank you so much for submitting your question. If you have a follow-up question or anybody else watching this video has a question, feel free to submit it down below by typing it into the comments section underneath this video or any of our other videos here on YouTube, and we'll definitely respond to it. And we might just shoot a video like this one. In the meantime, for more information on tax sale investing, head on over to TaxSaleAcademy.com. You can grab my book right here, Tax Sale Playbook. The book itself is free. I want to ship you a physical copy of the book. Just cover the nominal shipping cost, which is less than $5 if you're inside the United States. Hey, take care and make it a successful day. See you next time.